Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I'm frustrated because there's too much damn news about Ripple and XRP today. I was going through all of the content, all over my Twitter feed, all over crypto media, and it was hard to decide what to talk about because I only have so much time today to put out content. But, of course, the question being posed today, will Ripple burn its 55 billion XRP that's in escrow? And of course, some of you have already heard the big news from yesterday that Stellar indeed has quote-unquote burnt 55 billion with a B XLM. I think burnt's the wrong word. I'll explain why as I cover the content in this video. But of course, people are thinking, will Ripple be doing the same thing? And I say no. I do not believe that for a second, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine. That'd be fascinating if they did, but I don't believe for a second that's going to happen, and I will explain why. I think the odds of that are about as close to 0% as could be. And if you think I'm wrong, hey, I like diversity of thought. You can tell me what you think in the comments below, of course. So I'm going to be going through that. I've got some sentiments from the XRP community on this, and then I will wrap up this video with an unrelated yet fascinating piece, which really grinds my gears. Take a look at this one. New Satoshi Nakamoto emerges, says he owns 250,000 Bitcoin worth 2.3 billion. Yes, another person falsely claiming to be Satoshi Nakamoto, and of course I know this is bogus because I'm Satoshi Nakamoto. I announced that via Twitter the other day. I'm officially Satoshi Nakamoto. So there we go. Oh, Lord. Before we get going here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. By the way, one last thing before I jump in here. Right before recording, my beloved Moonbay, who is in California right now, she texted me a picture. She is quite literally on a boat on a whale watching tour right now, right as I record this. And so I sent a text back to her and I said, let me know if you see any XRP whales. So if that happens, I will be sure to report this to you. That she'll be back home tomorrow. So the title of this piece, Team Behind Stellar Destroys 55 Billion XLM, Will Ripple Burn XRP in Response? I'm going to, actually, no, let me start with this one. Let's do this right. Here's the piece from CoinDesk. Stellar's foundation just destroyed half the supply of its Lumens cryptocurrency. XLM being Lumens, for those of you not savvy. Anyway, the Stellar Development Foundation has burned 55 billion of its XLM tokens, over half the cryptocurrency supply. A CEO, Danelle Dixon, announced from the stage of the Stellar Meridian Conference Monday. Previously, there had been 105 billion XLM in existence, with 20 billion in circulation. With this burn, the supply has shrunk to $50 billion. $50 billion XLM, which to me, it's again fascinating they did this. One of the key differences between XRP and XLM, so as you well know, if you're in the XRP community, maybe you're brand new and you don't know, but there's always people entering the space, but XRP is deflationary. With every single transaction, a little bit of XRP gets burnt. It's a beautiful thing. Prevents DDoS attacks, right? XLM is actually inflationary, so this number is going to keep going up at whatever pace. So there we go. Anyway, check this out, though. We didn't start by wanting to burn. We started by asking, what do we need? Dixon told the room of roughly 200 attendees. As much as we wanted to use the lumens that we held, it was very hard to get them into the market. A direct quote from Dixon there. The organization decided instead it was better to project how much it could actually use over a 10-year period and calibrate to that number. To derive a plan from an arbitrary number serves no purpose, Dixon said. The news is greeted warmly by the crowd, many of whom likely own the token. Yeah, I'm willing to bet. One participant in the packed room stood up and asked everyone to give Dixon a round of applause, which they did. And Dixon told CoinDesk that she couldn't anticipate how the crypto market might react, saying, quote, I don't know, I really just don't have a sense at all of what the market response is. From my standpoint, it's how the ecosystem feels about it. We got a lot of positive response from the ecosystem because we are right-sizing what the foundation has and the foundation holds. Well, I can tell you what happened. Indeed, there was a burst. So take a look at this from Daily Hodl. Stellar XLM burn sends crypto shockwaves. Triggers initial 26% burst. Let me scroll down a little bit to the content, and you can see. There we go. Stellar Lumens Development Foundation shocked made crypto waves yesterday. That's not a proper sentence. Oh God, crypto media. By announcing on stage from a Mexican summit that they had just effectively burnt most of their XLM holdings and more than half of the effective supply of lumens. And they go into show down the breakdown of their holdings. As far as the actual market price, I did go ahead and pull up live CoinWatch, and you can see right here, word spread quickly. So this was the pump, about 26% was reported. And then it just kind of leveled off if you look. So this is a 7-day chart that I just pulled out so I could see what the burst looks like. If you go over the last 24 hours, realistically, it's been trading sideways for the rest of the time. But we'll see if there are any other implications in terms of price as you know, the days pass. Because I don't know. I'm not a chart analyst, and I don't know exactly how the market will continue to respond to this. But let me go ahead and scroll down here. So the funds that were burnt, check this out. So back to Daily Hodl now. The funds were worth about $4.3 billion were originally allocated to pay for the development of the XLM ledger and for giveaway programs administered by SDF, which is Stellar Development Foundation, of course. The foundation says it has determined it no longer needs the large treasure trove to continue its mission. Now take a look at this quote. Just before this announcement, we burned 5 billion lumens from our operating fund. It now stands at 12 billion lumens. This reduction isn't in any way a retreat from our mission. It's an acknowledgement that we owe it to the ecosystem, to the network, and to ourselves to be as efficient as possible in our work. We've plotted the next 10 years of Stellar's growth, and even with our greatly increased ambitions for SDF, we're confident these funds will be enough to see us and the network through. At the same time, we're ending Stellar's World Giveaway Program for individual airdrops and our partner giveaway programs, both of which were created at the network's inception. 50 billion of the 68 billion lumens in those programs have been burned. We believe the number of lumens we hold now aligns better with our mission. SDF will not burn any additional lumens. And it's kind of hard to... Look, we don't know what adoption is going to look like. I don't know that XLM is actually adopted in any real meaningful capacity whatsoever. I can tell you XRP is the only cryptocurrency used in the commercial production of anything. So it's just... If you're talking about truly global adoption, is 100 billion even enough? Well, I mean, it's going to... Look, there's going to be an appropriate blend of supply and liquidity, but I don't know how you can reasonably figure that out because you don't know in what ways, for instance, in the case of XRP, it's going to be adopted. How many developers building on top of the XRP ledger are going to find success with various use cases? Now, that's a hard question. You don't know. Now, this is interesting too. So the way that Stellar Foundation, quote unquote, burnt their lumens, their XLM, they didn't actually change the ledger or do anything, nothing to that effect. You know what they actually did? They just put it in a wallet that doesn't have a key. Isn't that fascinating? That's so technically the lumens still exists. Everybody's using the word burn out there, but technically they still exist. Just no human on the planet can access them. So that's the way they actually did it. Now check out this. I thought that this was pretty insightful. This was I got this link to this piece. This next piece I'm going to share with you, same topic, from the Crypto Utility Guy. I just found this in my newsfeed. It didn't tag me. Take a look at this headline, though, from CoinGate.com. Crypto influencer explains why Ripple can't burn XRP like Stellar burnt XLM. And we're talking about none other than Tiffany Hayden here. All right, crypto influencer Tiffany Hayden explains that Ripple can't burn XRP like Stellar burnt XLM because none of the XRP that Ripple has are unknown. Is that unknown? Oh, come on, crypto media. The Stellar Development Foundation, SDF, recently announced that it was going to burn more than half of its total supply of XLM tokens. There's a total of 105 XLM tokens, and the burning will reduce to 55 billion tokens, yada yada. I think I meant to skip through that first part of this article. While XLM supporters are rejoicing, XRP supporters have begun to question why Ripple isn't doing the same, since the crypto asset has not exactly pleased them with its performance this year. Which, again, come on, guys. We're getting into the whole thing about Ripple selling their XRP and suppressing price. Oh my god, it's such nonsense. Anyway, XRP, while it has shown growth this year, has been rather humble when compared to other top cryptocurrencies, and they show the performance there. I don't care, I'm a long-term guy. Anyway, So it is natural for XRP supporters to feel envious of XLM because the two cryptocurrencies are so similar. Or you could look at it as Stellar Foundation doesn't think that they're going to be sufficiently adopted, and they had twice as much XLM as they needed. So hey, let's get rid of it. I'm just teasing. In fact, both the companies have the same objectives for payments industry. I dispute that. Cheaper and faster cross-border payments. Okay, fine, that part's true, but their business models are not even close to the same. Anyway, so if the burning had a positive impact on XLM's price, then it would have done the same to XRP. However, crypto influencer Tiffany Hayden explains that while XRP and XLM may be similar, Stellar and Ripple are very different. Tiffany Hayden explains that while Stellar is a non-profit with no shareholders, it isn't the case with Ripple. Venture capitalists who have invested over $120 million in Ripple are its shareholders, and Ripple has a fiduciary responsibility towards them. And so here's the actual tweet right here, saying just as much. Let me scroll a little further. In other words, Ripple has no XRP that it can burn. All the XRP belong to shareholders, which include both employees and investors, according to Hayden. She also said that if nobody cared about legal ownership, then the validators on the network could burn XRP holdings like it is done on other networks. So there you go. I just found that particular take on this to be fascinating. And then there was this tweet from All the Way 08 who tagged me and Galgatron. Thank you very much, good sir, for tagging me. And this is what he wrote. XRP community honest question. Who is using XLM? What has IBM done with Stellar recently? People are going to run into it because of this stunt, and the price may go up because it's scarce, but that's not real value. It's tulip mania. Am I missing something? No, you are not. Utility matters and will win the day. You are spot on. So if they actually get traction and lumens end up getting used for something, if there is real utility to be had, that's going to matter. And then, of course, fine, so there's less XLM available. Of course, supply and demand is a thing. I'm just saying, if you're talking about the long-term viability of this particular cryptocurrency, utility matters and will win the day. But we're far off from the investors in the asset class figuring this all out. We're not. I don't care if we're 10 years in. We're nowhere near where we need to be. So just fast forward, I don't know if it'll be 10 years or whatever. Maybe hopefully less than that to figure this all out. But people just know there's something to this asset class, but they don't know. Most people, by and large, don't know who the winners are going to be, and so. And I just think my investment thesis, it makes the most damn sense. It's not financial advice. I don't have a financial background, but it just makes all the sense in the world to me. And I don't know how many people throwing their money into crypto have thought about it like that. We shall see how this unfolds. New Satoshi Nakamoto emerges, says he owns 250,000 Bitcoin worth $2.3 billion. A new Satoshi Nakamoto is now publicly promoting the narrative that he created Bitcoin, and once again, experts aren't buying it. Well, of course not. That's because Moon Lambo Satoshi. Is it George Molt? I don't know. A German national claims he co-founded Bitcoin and personally owns thousands of Bitcoin. He delivered a speech at a business school in Pune, India, on the leading cryptocurrency late last year. He's also on video saying he owns 250,000 Bitcoin worth about $2.3 billion. Crypto Twitter is now pushing back against his claims after the university promoted the talk. Andreas Antonopoulos, a blockchain expert and the author of Mastering Bitcoin, says Molt has been misusing his image to make fraudulent claims. And check out, I just wanted to share a couple of these tweets from Andreas Antonopoulos. And there's a picture on the screen here of this guy with Andreas. So anyway, apparently a German person called George Molt has been showing a selfie taken with me and telling people that we are friends. This is a lie. I don't know him at all. I have heard from others that he claims to be the founder of Bitcoin and has thousands of Bitcoin. A lie. If you are a conference organizer, you need to be very skeptical of these claims and avoid putting people like this on stage. Right? No kidding, right? If you are approached by George Molt and told he is my friend or shown other photos to create fake association, walk away, then warn others. If you are asked to invest or give George Molt money, be very, very careful. This person has lied before and will likely be lying to you again. There are many scammers in this space. Always be skeptical about claims made by strangers. And as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. That's just science. That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!